On October 8, 2024, police in New Britain, Connecticut, received an anonymous call. A resident reported suspicious activity behind 80 Clark Street, a house that had been abandoned for more than 2 years and was owned by a landlord living in New York. When officers arrived, they never expected to uncover one of the most heartbreaking cases the city had seen in decades. Inside a plastic container left in the yard, they found the decomposing body of a young girl. The victim was soon identified as Jacqueline Mimi Torres, 12 years old. Jacqueline Torres, affectionately known as Mimi, was born in 2012. She was once a cheerful, lively student until her life began to change when her mother, Carla Garcia, moved in with her boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita. In their home in Farmington, Mimi lived with her mother, her aunt Jacqueline Garcia, and several other children in the family. Investigations later revealed that the household environment was deeply unhealthy. Mimi lacked the protection every child deserves and slowly became a victim of the very people she trusted most. At first, Mimi attended a public school, but was later withdrawn. She spent some time at another school before eventually being registered for homeschooling. New Britain Police Chief Matthew Marino confirmed during a press conference, "Preliminary information indicates that Jacqueline was withdrawn from school, later transferred, and ultimately homeschooled. This is part of our ongoing investigation. Homeschooling caused Mimi to disappear from the community's view. No teachers noticed her decline, and no classmates raised concern when she stopped showing up. It became a painful gap in the system meant to protect children."
The facts that you have, that she probably died a long time ago and was stowed away, is probably enough to show you what we are dealing with here.
Neighbors rarely saw Mimi outside. The Department of Children and Families, DCF, had previously been aware of the Garcia family, but their monitoring efforts proved insufficient to prevent what happened. Inside the Farmington home, Mimi endured prolonged abuse. She was deprived of food, physically assaulted, and isolated from the outside world. Investigators later concluded that she had been severely malnourished before her death. Evidence suggests that Jacqueline died sometime in the fall of 2024, while the family was still living in Farmington. After her death, no report was filed and no proper burial ever took place. Her body was placed inside a large plastic container hidden in the basement of the house. When the family moved in March 2025, the container was taken with them. Eventually, it was abandoned behind a vacant house on Clark Street. A witness noticed suspicious activity when someone left the container there, and that single observation led to the shocking discovery. Around October 8, 2024, New Britain Police received an anonymous call reporting suspicious activity behind 80 Clark Street. The house had been vacant for more than 2 years, owned by a landlord living in New York with no connection to the Garcia family. When officers arrived at the scene, they discovered a gray plastic container in the backyard. Upon opening it, they were shocked. Inside was the decomposed body of a young girl. The area was immediately sealed off, and the case was treated as a major homicide investigation. The scene was processed with the cooperation of multiple agencies: New Britain and Farmington Police, the Connecticut State Police, the Litchfield and New Britain State's Attorney's offices, and the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. Jacqueline's body was transported for examination. Medical examiners confirmed that the victim had been dead for quite some time, showing clear signs of physical abuse and severe malnutrition. A preliminary verbal report was issued, though detailed results were pending further independent testing. Farmington Police Chief Paul Melanson remarked, "This is one of the worst cases I've seen in my 35-year career. No child should ever have to endure something like this." Over the following days, investigators worked urgently to gather evidence. They confirmed that Jacqueline had died at the family's home in Farmington and that her body was moved afterward. 3 suspects were identified: her mother, Carla Garcia, her aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, and her mother's boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita. There were also other children in the household. Fortunately, all were found safe. The Department of Children and Families, DCF, was confirmed to have previously been aware of the family, though details were not disclosed. Investigators described this as one of the most emotionally devastating cases they had ever encountered. One officer admitted, "We've seen many crimes over the years, but the death of a child is always the hardest to accept." On October 11, 2024, Carla Garcia and Jacqueline Garcia were taken into custody. Jonathan Nanita initially fled and was placed under statewide pursuit. He was later captured in Waterbury after attempting to flee in a vehicle. All 3 were brought back to the station, facing serious criminal charges. In the early stages of questioning, the suspects gave no detailed statements. Court records were sealed for 14 days under judicial order. However, the indictment confirmed that Jacqueline died inside the Farmington residence, and that placing her body in the plastic container served as clear evidence of concealment. The official charges were announced as follows: Carla Garcia, murder with special circumstances, 53A to 54B, conspiracy to commit murder, risk of injury to a minor, tampering with evidence, and improper disposal of a body. Jacqueline Garcia, cruelty to persons, 53-20, and related offenses. Jonathan Nanita, murder with special circumstances, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with evidence, 53A-155. Bail amounts were set at $5 million each for Carla Garcia and Jonathan Nanita, and $1 million for Jacqueline Garcia. Due to a jurisdictional change, as of October 1, 2024, Farmington falls under the Litchfield Judicial District, so the trial is being held there. New Britain Mayor Aaron Stewart stated, "The court will prosecute this case to the fullest extent of the law. We extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Jacqueline Torres. The passing of Jacqueline Mimi Torres deeply shook the community of Connecticut. A 12-year-old girl suffered greatly at the hands of those she trusted most, and what followed left an entire state heartbroken. The case raised painful questions. How did the child protection system fail to step in on time? And has homeschooling, in some cases, become a cover that hides silent suffering? Investigators have vowed to continue their work until the truth is fully revealed. Justice is being pursued, yet the pain of loss remains forever." Jacqueline's story stands as a powerful reminder. Every child deserves protection, and silence can sometimes take away what is most precious.